Hi again everybody, Neill here from Untitled Workwear. And guess what I'm going to talk about today? Yes, high visibility workwear. But high visibility workwear isn't something that's particularly straightforward, but it doesn't need to be unnecessarily complicated. In short, high visibility was brought out to keep everybody safe in the workplace, when you're out walking, when you're near vehicles. But the one thing to remember, and the most important thing, is that not all high visibility workwear is produced the same. Not all is produced to the same specification, and certainly not all of it is legal. So what are the differences between it? So in short, there are only 3 colours, despite the massive range of colours out there that are sold as high visibility, are actually legal products. Those are fluorescent yellow, as you would expect, fluorescent orange, and there is also fluorescent red. Any other colour that is sold as high visibility that doesn't come under those 3 colours is not officially high visibility workwear. So please be aware of that. The next step of that is that there are actually 3 different classifications. Well, 4, but 3 main ones. Classification 1 is for example, if you're working in a designated area, there's practically no traffic, or the traffic doesn't go over 25 miles per hour. That's what's called Class 1. Class 2, similar sort of thing. It's designed for areas where there is traffic, but the traffic doesn't go over 50 miles per hour. As a general rule, this also includes most roadways, but it does exclude highways, so motorways, for example. That's classification 2. Classification 3 covers all the other aspects. So this is designed for highways, motorways, roadways, where speeds exceed 50 miles per hour. The 4th category is Class E, and this is for trousers, pants, for want of a better word, etc. So you can have a Class E pair of trousers, add those with an additional background of colour, and those combined, for example, with a Class 2 vest would give you Class 3 classification. So they're the things to look out for. And the one thing to remember is those specifications. So when you're looking at your workwear, ensure that it meets those standards, because a lot of places, especially construction sites, for example, will dictate that you need to be of that specification. Now there's a massive range of products that are available, as you can imagine. It's endless. And in terms of what's available, the traditional, for example, would be your high vis vest that we all know and love and see everywhere, whether it's on motorways, whether it's in car parks, or at those events for those people that feel a little bit more important because they have a high vis vest on. Sweatshirts, not sweatshirts, t-shirts, for example. Polo shirts. And don't forget, they can come in different colourways. There's a lot more to the specification in terms of the amount of silver reflective tape that's on them, for example. But I won't go into detail on that because it's an endless topic. But what I would recommend is you go onto the British Safety Executive or the Highway Standards websites to have a look at what that actually requires in terms of product. Sweatshirts, hoodies, inevitably, fleeces. You can also get soft shell, and of course jackets, which you'll have probably seen people wearing all over the place. Now beyond that, there are other things to bear in mind and you may not be aware of, in particular on high vis vests. So for example, there are certain areas where high vis vests have another specification, and that is, for example, in the rail and air markets. So you can, did you not realise that you can actually get high vis vests that are actually put together with Velcro? The idea being that if you get caught up in something, a piece of machinery, for example, a train, that type of thing, that the actual garment will come apart. It stops you from being dragged along. There are also short versions of high vis vests. We find these are very, very popular with scaffolders, for example, because that also eliminates the amount of opportunity for them to get caught in it. But the range, as you can see, is enormous. The range within ranges is even bigger. Alongside those, of course, we've got things such as gloves, trousers, hats, and of course PPE. So I just wanted to give you a brief outline as to the sort of things to look out for, especially if you're in the construction markets, haulage, rail and air, transport, and even events. So hopefully that gives you a little idea. Don't forget those 4 main categories, but the 3 ones that are important: Class 1, Class 2 and Class 3. All the workwear we supply comes to at least one of those specifications, and when you look on our website, or if you need any advice on that, by all means give us a call at Image on Workwear 01708 55 7735. Visit our website imageonworkwear.com, and of course, as ever, on our social media at Image on Workwear. So that's a little brief. I will be producing a more detailed blog, but we would advise that you look at any particular sites that are relevant to your market about the specifications of what you should be wearing. So hopefully that gives you an idea on high visibility workwear and the specifications at which it comes available. That's Neill from Image on Workwear. Look forward to seeing you soon. Keep safe. Thank you. Goodbye.